Should your leg be wrapped around your horse? Should it hang down the side of the horse? Should you keep your leg off of your horse? Should your leg be tight on the horse? There's so many mixed messages when it comes to our leg position and riding. And today I want to clear that up for you because the answer depends a little bit. There's some key principles to leg position to be effective and to be able to have good aids for communication with the horse. But the way that you actually feel your leg on the horse depends on your conformation, the saddle, and your horse. Let's dive in. Let's begin with some key principles. We always want to have just the necessary amount of tension, but no more. What this means is that we don't want to grip to hang on to the horse. We want our balance and our alignment to allow us to stay with the movement of the horse comfortably without having to grip and hold on. This also allows for our aids to be more subtle and effective because the horse can more easily feel when we're applying a leg aid and then when we're releasing it. If our leg is always tight and always gripping, the horse isn't going to be able to feel those subtle changes if we grip a little harder or if we move our leg, because they're going to start to become desensitized to that constant leg pressure. Okay, so we know we don't want to use any more tension that's necessary in our leg. Let's talk about the alignment of the leg. So I love telling my riders this little imagination exercise. Imagine if your horse was to disappear out from under you. Would you land on your feet? If your legs are out here, you're probably going to land falling backwards. And if your toes are pointed down and you're pressing the stirrups back, you're probably going to fall forwards. So where do your legs need to be that if the horse disappeared, you would be able to land springy on your feet? This is the alignment where your weight and your center of mass is aligned over your feet. It's also that classic ear, shoulder, hip, ankle line that is talked about in so many classic riding texts and classic riding advice. So this is the alignment that we want with our leg. Now, we also don't want to block our joints because anytime that we add extra tension, back to that tension, that we add extra tension or brace in our joints. So for example, if I try to wrap my leg and I put extra pressure on the outside of my ankle, if I squeeze in with my knees, if I try to squeeze my calves and take my knees off of the horse, any of these movements is going to create excess tension. It's going to create brace in my joints. And I need each of these joints of my leg, my ankle, my knee, and my hip, to act as shock absorbers in a sense, and to be soft to allow for fluid movement so that I can move with my horse and that I'm not bracing and moving against them and just trying to hang on. So we don't want too much tension. We want to have this good alignment, and we want to avoid any bracing in our joints. We want to have soft joints. So what does this now mean in how your leg is on the horse? Is it wrapping around the horse? Is it hanging? Where exactly do you feel the contact? And this is back to my original point where exactly where you feel this contact is going to vary a bit depending on your conformation first. So if you're a rider with a really long leg, a long thigh, a long lower leg, and you're riding a horse that has a smaller barrel or that's just a smaller horse in general, you might feel contact on your thigh, maybe some contact on the top of your calf, but not much contact in your lower leg. If you're a rider with a shorter leg and you're riding a big barreled horse, you might have contact all through your leg and even through your ankle. You might feel like your leg is wrapped around the horse, but for that long-legged rider, they would have to literally curl their ankles under and create all that extra tension in order to try to have a wrapped leg. So depending on the conformation of the rider and the horse is where we're going to really feel this contact, and it can vary depending on the horse that you ride and depending on your body as a rider. The saddle also affects what we feel under our leg. If the saddle fits us well, it should support that we've got good weight bearing on our thighs, and that really helps with that fork of the seat and being able to not only give good weight aids, but feel really stable without gripping. So the saddle has to fit you as the rider, whether you have round thighs, whether you have more oval thighs, whether you have larger or thinner thighs. The saddle needs to fit and support you as well, so that you've got that good feeling of contact here, your lower leg, and to a point how much you feel in your thigh as well. It's going to depend some on that fit between you and your horse. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope that it cleared up some of the confusion between riders describing how to feel leg contact. We've got those principles that we go by, and then exactly where you feel your leg touching the horse is going to depend some on you, your saddle, and your horse. I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment down below and tell me one new thing that you learned in this video. I'll see you in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching. If you're interested in more riding tips to be a balanced, effective, and confident rider, then join me in my free mini course, 7 Days to Better Riding. The link's down below. I'll see you there.